guys, how you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah. Um, this is a follow-up video to one I designated as One Quick Thought, and that was about who are the gangs, you know, and that all the violence that we're seeing in our country is a result of small gang pockets within the huge network of organized crime. And, well, it's not really organized crime, it's basically gang. You know, and I said that the turf wars are gone. I stand corrected. I'm retracting that statement. Turf wars are more alive than ever before. And I'll tell you what I mean. Let's look at some of the behavior of one aspect of turf wars in our country. And there are many, many, many turf wars instigated by gang behavior. Okay? This is gang behavior. So I'm saying these are not actually gangs, but this is gang behavior. Okay? Who joins a gang? Right? We're talking about the 1970s, which permeated through the 80s and so forth. But what is the construction of a gang? Right? A gang is a group of young people, okay, who feel alone, who feel like they don't belong anywhere. And it's the same kind of reaction that people join cliques in high school, or the group that they have to adapt to the gang, to whatever behavior is in that group, to belong. Because if you don't do it, you're kicked out or whatever. You don't belong. And lonely people feel a need to belong somewhere. Okay. Now, then this group in this neighborhood, okay, they feel they own the streets. That's their turf. And another group in another neighborhood, okay, that's that gang, right? That's their turf. Now, what happened with Hitler is happening with gangs. They want to expand their turf. They want to expand their turf. Hitler wanted more land. That's why he invaded the countries that he did, saying, I'm not satisfied being the dictator in one country. I wanted absolute power corrupts absolutely, that he wanted more countries to own. Okay? And also, this kept other countries from fighting him. Because if more countries are under his control, then there would be no fighting, and that he would be like the Roman Empire, which, by the way, the Roman Empire fell, and then the new Roman Empire became, and that was, in fact, the First Reich, which lasted 3,000 years. So that was the First Reich. You know, those who wonder why they called it the Third Reich, because Germany had adopted the new Roman Empire, or the Holy Roman Empire, actually. The Holy Roman Empire, and that Reich lasted 1,000 years. And then after 1,000 years, that fell, and then there was the Second Reich. And then, of course, Hitler became the Third Reich. Okay, we'll put that aside. Okay, Hitler wanted more land, because this way no one would fight him, and he would have control over everybody. Okay, which is similar to what China's trying to do. Okay, now, that's the mentality, or that's the attitude of the turf wars in American gangs, right? They own a neighborhood, which is as anti-American as you can believe, okay? Because in America, nobody owns a neighborhood, okay? So technically, nobody owns a neighborhood. But these gangs believe they own the neighborhood, okay? But then you have another gang feeling like they own that turf. Now, what happens when a gang member, how, you know, just like property line, you know, when two homeowners and there's a property line, you make sure you don't go over that property line, because that's that neighbor's house and he owns that property. He has a house. Same thing with the neighborhood. The neighborhood is a property line, but somebody goes across property lines, or the gang lord of that particular gang wants more property, more land, more turf, you know, to reduce the war. So they war with another gang. Okay. Why is all this important? And I'll tell you why. Okay? What we have been seeing over the past few years is turf wars by liberals. Okay? Before all this gang war started some few years ago, everybody respected their own, everybody respected everything, okay? If you are in school, if you're in college, and there's somebody coming in to give a speech, and you did not want to go, and you did not like the subject matter, You just simply did not go. You found other activity to attend. You avoid the building. Okay. Now, if you are pro-abortion and you see a pro-life center, guess what? You walk across the street on the opposite sidewalk. If that building, if you disagree with the activity of that building, hey, just walk across the street and walk on the sidewalk opposite the building. Avoid, 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 avoid. And that's what everybody did for decades. You didn't like it, you didn't agree with it, you just avoided it. You walked across the street. If you did not like being near the building, you just walked across the street on the other side, if that bothered you so much. But yet you respected them. Now, I admit that I felt the gang attitude, okay, regarding video games. I would play video games at Cook's, and they were the games that I liked, and I played them. And then I would see the other games which I hated. I did not like them. I thought they were too violent. There was like the karate game. And I thought about, fantasized, okay, about destroying the game so no one would play it. Now, there was the crane machine, which they deliberately pushed all the toys tightly so it wouldn't grab. And when I saw that, I warned all the patrons, don't play this game, you're wasting your money because it's not going to grab. Now, the owners of the arcade were very angry at me, and they eventually fired me when they found out that I was telling patrons not to play the crane because they'd be throwing away their money. Because that was how the owners would be making the money, you know. But I felt for the patrons who would be throwing away their money by playing a game that was fixed against them. So I admittedly adopted that same mentality. You know, I did not respect the games that I did not like, and I fantasized about destroying them or making people not play them, okay? So, admittedly, but then I realized, look, how would I feel if a player of those games felt the same way about the games that I play? Miss Pac-Man, Elemental Action, you know, and wanted to destroy those games because they were against them. And I said, oh, I don't want that. So I put myself in their shoes and said, no, I'm not going to do it. Even though I did not like these games, even though I hated them, even though they were stupid, or I felt they were stupid, I still left the games alone. I respected the games. I said, if that's the game they want to play, they play them. And who am I to judge whether they should play those games? Okay. So, yeah, I admit that I had that gang war mentality. Okay. I'm sorry, gang turf mentality. Okay. And The arcade is my turf. And I control who plays what game. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And anybody who thinks they own whatever is allotted to everybody is I'm sorry about this. Okay, gang turf behavior. Exhibiting. Oh God, I couldn't think of the word. Exhibiting gang turf mentality. So nowadays, so bring yourself up to the present. So the vandals who attacked the statue of Scott Keys, you're walking in that park, you didn't like that statue, you avoid it. You leave it alone. The statue does not belong to you. The park does not. It belongs. It does. You don't own that park. Let's put it that way. You don't own that park, and you have the right to vandalize a statue. You have the right to tear statues down because you own that park. You yourself, you own that park. Now, that park belongs to everybody. And just like members of a board, one member of a board cannot act independently of the other members of the board. Okay? The same thing with public parks. The public park. And in a public park, you do not have the right to vandalize a statue. Okay. Nobody would have vandalized a statue in my day. You know, with me growing up, no one. The thought would be, you know, just unheard of. All right? Because we respect others. The vandalizing of life centers, of synagogues, okay, with swastikas, okay. That's all Hitler-like gang behavior, gang turf behavior. I mean, if you want to think about it, Hitler was the granddaddy of turf wars. Okay, this is my turf, but I'm going to own that turf. So now my turf has grown to more square acres, and now I've conquered that country. So now my turf that belongs to me and I own it, now is increased in, you know, square miles or whatever by having more countries. So it's the same thing. You don't own the sidewalk. The sidewalk belongs to everybody. And everybody has a right to his or her building. The attacks on businesses nowadays. Again, that's gang behavior. All the violence, that's gang behavior. I own this street. This is my neighborhood. I own it. And if I don't like that building, I have the right to, you know. And if you want to be here, then you have to pay me for your protection. It's all gang behavior. all gang behavior. Vandalizing buildings, vandalizing statues, going to someone's house, and when they see somebody flying an American flag on their porch, they have the right to go onto that private property, grab the flag, and just vandalize it. Again, that's turf behavior. That's gang turf behavior. I own this street. I own this neighborhood. I own that house. That house belongs to me. He's just using it. And I don't want an American flag on my building, so my house, I own that house. Because I own this turf, so I'm gonna vandalize that flag. It's all gang turf mentality. So, the bottom line, what is it? I think I covered everything. That I wanted to say. That just keep in mind that we are seeing gang turf mentality. This is my turf. I own this turf. And that gang over there, that's his turf. But it won't be his for long, because I will kill him so that I can own that turf as well. And then my turf will be expanded to more than just one neighborhood. This is gang turf mentality. And all the gang members who independently exhibit gang behavior and vandalize buildings, they intentionally vandalize a building that does not belong to them, but in their mind, this whole neighborhood belongs to me. This street belongs to me. All the houses belong to me. All the buildings belong to me. That is gang turf mentality. So the next time on the news you hear about things like this, just remember, it's all gang turf mentality. This street belongs to me, this buildings belong to me, this neighborhood belongs to me, and I'm a member of a larger gang. And it's like, okay, Billy, you go and you do this, you do that. Any building you see, you know, because we don't like that in our turf. And because we don't like these buildings on our turf, you know, you attack them. Because they're never told you don't own the buildings, you don't own the neighborhood. The buildings, the neighborhood, they belong to whomever they belong to. It's the same thing with all these stupid videos where these illegal aliens make videos about the property line and owners and so forth, because they feel they own the street, they own the property, they own the building, they own, you know, and they don't. They don't, but they believe that they do. And that belief is gang turf mentality. Okay. So basically, I'm retracting my statement about the gang turf is long gone, and it's not. The gang turf mentality is alive and well, unfortunately. And we are living in that gang turf world. Okay. Respect everybody. Just because there's a building you are triggered by, that's a psychological, that's a psychology term. Okay? You're basically doing gang turf behavior. That's triggered, that's a psychology term that really is gang turf behavior. Wait, that doesn't belong to you. Oh, yes, it does. Wait a minute, that belongs to everybody. No, it doesn't. It belongs to me. That statue belongs to me. This park belongs to me. I own it. I don't want this in my park. I don't want that on my neighborhood. I don't want that on my street. It's not your street. You don't own it. Okay. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you later. Take care. See you soon. Bye.